In this tutorial, we're going to go over how you use the ContentsPal features as an adjuster. So the first thing we'll do is start by creating a claim on the account. So you click on new claim, you can enter the claim number or the name that you would typically give it. You can enter an address. Obviously, here you enter your carrier and you have additional information that you can provide, but I'll keep it simple and create that claim. Obviously, you can also have this all automated. If your company is integrated with us, this creation process would probably happen in other systems, and then the claim would be created here automatically. Once you have the claim, you have a couple of ways of creating that inventory. First, you can share with the policyholder a link for them to provide their own inventory and do a self-reported inventory. The second way you can do it is by going on the field and using our app to create that inventory with pricing. And the third way you can get the inventory is if your contractors, your restoration vendors are using us, then you get all of that information from them. But in this case, I'll start with how you get it from the policyholder. You can also get the inventory if you have a list, you can upload a list. And if you have images, you can upload images and get the inventory and pricing from those. So in this case, I'll start with the policyholder link. So in order to provide that link, when you create that claim, you click here, share with policyholder, and you click here, policyholder review link, you enable that. Enable review link. So this generates a link that if I copy and paste it here, you'll see what it shows. It's essentially a blank inventory that your policyholders can then go and add items to, either from their computer or from their phone. They just need to open this link. They don't have to download anything. One more thing is when you generate that link, you can set permissions here. So you can let the policyholders add new items, which if you want them to self-report that inventory, you would want them to. You can let them add photos to existing items that they've already inventoried. So this is useful in case you request additional information from them. Say you want to have proof of purchase and so on. You would need them to upload that as additional information. And then down here are other fields that you can control if the policyholder can or cannot modify it. So I'll leave it without modifying so you see it, and then I'll show you how we can modify them. Okay, so here you can see my screen. I pasted that URL that we generated here from the computer. So I can open it on my phone, and notice this is not an app, it's a link. So you could send this through email, SMS, or Marley, or any other system that you're using. And the policyholder would get this website on their phone, or the one I showed you from their desktop, and they can add items to that inventory. So in order to do it, they would just click add item, and they can either enter manually and manually enter the details of the item, or most likely they can upload photos. So in order to do that, they just select upload photos. And when they click here, they can choose from their photo library if they've already taken those images, or they can take a photo. So I'll just go ahead and show you how you would take a photo. So this is how they would do it. They would just take photos of the items they want to inventory. As I said, they can also choose from the photo library. So I'm going to go here and select a couple I took on my phone. Once you do that, they can upload those photos. So when they upload the photos, and they can upload as many as they want, what happens is AI will look at those images and it will create the inventory based on those images, but it will not expose the pricing on their end. You, as the adjuster on your end, will have access to that pricing and can look at it and expose it when you deem it fit. But now you can see AI is identifying, and in a bit you're going to see, and so there you go. And you can see the different items have been identified and so on. So you see the inventory is requesting more information. So if you click on this, info needed, it's asking age, condition, and price. You can set what information you want AI to automatically ask the policyholder. In this case, we're only doing age, condition, and price. So policyholder can enter the age of the item, and they can enter a price. So let's say, I'll just enter a couple of things here. Those fields, if you want them to be able to edit the other fields, you would set that on the permissions that I shared you before. But, the policyholder can go here and edit the different items with price and submit all that directly to you. So as they're doing it, you have access to this information on your end, and I'll show you how you can review it. So here you see the policyholder entered some information, and once they're done, they can submit the inventory for review. So now I'll go back to the web and we'll see how that looks like on your account. So as the policyholder is doing that, you can see here the inventory has been created. So you can review the inventory on the inventory tab, and you can see the different items that I submitted. You can also view it one by one. In the photos and notes, you would see photos from their apartment and so on, their property. If they take overview images, in the replacements tab, you would see all the items that they've added and the replacements. So you can see for this picture, this is the one it picked. You can see over here the price distribution from low to high, and the red one is the one it picked. There's other options here that you can always select. You have some shortcuts, so if you like this one better, you can click number 1 and it will select that one automatically and bring you to the next one. If you want to go to the next one, you can also click on N or P, and this will navigate you. If you want to rerun AI, you can rerun it here by clicking this button. If you want to rerun the search, you can always tweak it here and then click search. And the last thing I'll show you here is you can optimize the replacements by price. So you can make it efficient, or if it's a more luxury home, you can bring that up to the luxury side. So that's how you use this tab, and we'll go over it in more depth in the next video. On the evaluation tab, you have all those items that have been submitted. In this case, they are filtered as non-salvageable, but you have the image of the item, you have the item name, the quantity, the submitted price by the policyholder, the price that AI found for that item and selected. Then you see the confidence interval for that selection, if it's strong or if it's just a similar item and so on. And you see the difference between the submitted price and the replacement price that AI found. So in this case, the AI found 67% cheaper item and so on. So that's what this column means. The decision is kind of AI's recommendation on which one to pick. You can always override it if you want to select a different one. And here you have the vendor AI picked, again, the price distribution, the RCV, the age of the item, depreciation category, and so on. If you want to hide some columns or show more, you can always do it by clicking on this icon here at the top, and you can select the columns that are helpful for you. So if you're not interested in depreciation, for example, you can hide that. Or if you want to add the room, you can do it. So that's kind of how that works. So when the policyholder submits all that information, you get it here. If you click on the little message here, you would see that the message means that the policyholder changed the age and the price. So you have a full audit log of the changes they make on those items. For an item, if you want to approve it, you can just approve that item and it will turn green here as well as in the inventory. So this item here, you see that has been approved. If the item is rejected, I'll show you here. If you reject it, you can give a reason and we give you some options, or you can write your own reason. So I can reject it here. And again, the policyholder would see that here with the rejection reason. If you want to request additional information, you can do that by clicking here, update info request, and you can ask for additional information. You can write here anything you want. The recommendations are to help you save some time. So when you send the request, Once you're done reviewing, you can let the policyholder know that the file has been updated, so they can go again to that same link and they will see all of these approvals, rejections, additional information requests, and they will see they have unread messages. So I'll open this message on this item. That's the one that we just requested additional information. So the policyholder will see it, that you're asking for more information and can respond, or they can add additional information on the details page. So again, if it's an additional proof of purchase, they can add additional photos and so on. Once they're done with it, again, you can review all the changes from the web itself. So here you would see that item, that message that just sent you is here. And there's always, when you have a new notification, there's activity here. So you can click on it and see it. We also show you the activity. We let you filter by activity, or we would show you the activity here under the quick actions. So if you click on it, you would see the different items with activity. And again, you can respond to it. So that's kind of how you use this tool for the self-serve of the policyholder. In the next video, I'll show you how you can upload items if the policyholder sends you a list or number of images.